Okay, so problem number 1, you're going to multiply 3i times negative 5. And that's just multiplying 3 times negative 5, that's negative 15, and then with the I. Problem number 2, negative 2 times 4 minus I. Distribute the negative 2, which gives you negative 8 plus 2i. Problem number 3, there's a 2 right here. You can ignore it and put it in the front. So it's like saying 2 times negative 3 minus I. Distribute the 2, which gives you negative 6 minus 2i. Because remember, you always want to have the real number first and then the imaginary. Okay, so number 4. I times 3i. That's 3, and I times I is I squared. Remember how we said that I squared is equal to negative 1. So you can replace this I squared with negative 1. Multiply the 2. 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. Problem number 5. Negative 10i times negative 6i. Negative 10 times negative 6 is 60. I times I is I squared. I squared, replace it with negative 1, multiply. 60 times negative 1 is negative 60. Okay, problem number 6. Negative 5i times negative 4 minus 2i. Distribute the negative 5i. That's going to give you 20i. Distribute again. Negative 5i times negative 2i. That's positive 10. And then I and I give you I squared. This I squared replaced with negative 1, so this really has a value of negative 10. And then when you rewrite it in the correct order, it's going to be negative 10 first plus 20i. So that would be your answer. Problem number 7. This right here, the squared, that indicates that you want to write this out 2 times. Negative 9 times negative 9 is 81. I times I is I squared. I squared is the same as negative 1. Multiply the 2 and you get negative 81. For problem number 8, you have 2 minus 2i times negative 5 minus 5i. Let's see. You're going to want to distribute. So 2 times negative 5 is negative 10. Distribute again. 2 times negative 5i is negative 10i. Underneath, negative 2 times negative 5 is positive 10 with the I. Negative 2i times negative 5i is positive 10i squared. So now I'm going to replace the I squared with negative 1, which makes this value really 10 times negative 1. That's negative 10. And then I am going to combine my real numbers. Negative 10 minus 10 is negative 20. And then here I have negative 10i plus 10i, so that actually cancels out. So this would be my answer, negative 20. Go ahead and clear this space. Okay, so problem number 9, I have 4 minus I times 2 minus 4i. You're going to distribute. That's going to give you 8. Distribute. 4 times negative 4 is negative 16 with an I. Underneath, negative I times 2 is negative 2i. And underneath again, negative I times negative 4i is positive 4i squared. Replace the I squared with negative 1. This actual value is negative 4. Combine the real. 8 minus 4 is 4, and then combine the imaginary. Negative 16i minus 2i is negative 18i. Okay, number 10. I'm just going to actually show my work kind of right here on the problem. Right here, multiply, that's negative 9. Multiply. Negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9 with an I. Underneath, negative 3 times positive 3 is negative 9 with an I. And underneath again, negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9 I and I is I squared. Replace with -1. So this is actually -9. Reals combine. -9 minus 9 is -18. And then 9i minus 9i cancel. So I'm left with just -18. Let's see. Let's do problem number 11. Problem number 11. Multiply right here. -1 times -1 is 1. Multiply -2i underneath, -1i underneath, positive 2i squared. Replace with -1. That's actually -2 because 2 times -1. Combine my real. 1 minus 2 is -1. Combine my imaginary. That's -3i. And let's do problem number 12. This squared means you want to write it twice. So I have -5 minus I times itself, -5 minus I. Okay. So now distribute 25, distribute positive 5i, distribute again, positive 5i, and one more time. Positive I times I is I squared. Replace that with -1. Combine the real. 25 minus 1 is 24. And combine the imaginary, that's plus 10